All right, guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to take this slideshow and make it a little bit more interactive. All right, so here we have the human brain slideshow. Slide two, we have the human brain, and then as you go through, we all have all the different parts. Now, instead of going in sequential order, we want to turn this in so anywhere I click on the brain, I'm going to go directly to that part instead of one at a time. So we're going to go through how to do that. So we're going to start on slide two. Here we have the brain. And what we need to do is we need to make every part of these brains a link that we can click on. So we're going to go up here to the line button, and we're going to select the curve. And the curve will let us move all the way around. So I'm going to do the temporal lobe as a tutorial. I'm just going to click the mouse around the different pieces of the temporal lobe. And the curve line allows us to, not have like such straight lines. So we're going to click all the way around here, doing the best I can. And, if it's a little bit off, that's fine, as long as we have the majority of the temporal lobe to be able to click on. All right, we're just about the end. And when I finish, we get something like this. So now this is an image, and we're going to turn this image into a link. So we're going to go up here to the link button. And I get a little dialog box. I'm going to choose slides in this presentation. And I want to find the temporal lobe. They're all labeled. And if, we get down to the bottom and we can't click on it, we'll just use the down arrow. Then the down arrow gives us a little bit more room. So we're going to click on the temporal lobe and make sure to apply. All right, so now if I go to present mode, when I click on the temporal lobe, it brings me right to that page. All right, so that's the first part. I'm going to hit escape, back into edit mode. All right, so I'm going to take this image, and I want to be able to see the temporal lobe under it. So let's go to select image. Fill color, we're going to make transparent. Line color, we're going to make that transparent too. All right, and there we go. So we'll go down to the temporal lobe. So when we click on it, it'll bring us to the temporal lobe. But we also want to get back. All right, so here we are. We click on the temporal lobe, and there it goes right there. All right, so let's go to edit mode on this picture. All right, first thing we're going to insert is a back button to be able to go back to the human brain. So I'm going to go into images. Let's go to search, and I'm just going to type in back button. And you can choose anyone you like. I like this blue one. All right, and that's a little bit too big, so we're just going to make this small, and we're going to put this in the corner. All right, so I'm going to make this image a link. All right, and I want this link to go back to slide number 2, which had our picture of the human brain. Apply. There we go. So in present mode, if this works. So we'll go back, and here we are at the brain, and then temporal lobe. We need to do a little bit more editing on this page, though, because, if I hit anywhere outside of the back button, it'll bring me around to different slides, which we don't want. All right, so our temporal lobe. All right, so here we are. All right, first thing we want to do is I'm going to take shape, and let's make it a square. And we're going to drag the square around the whole outside of the slideshow. And there we go. And this is going to be an important step. So what we want to do is anywhere we click on the negative space, we don't want the slide to move. So we're going to insert a link. We're going to make the shape a link to this page. So we go down to the down arrow and slide number 8. Stay on the temporal lobe. All right, next thing we're going to do, because we can't see any content, is we're going to make this clear, transparent. And we're going to make this transparent too. Now, the other problem you're going to run into here is that because you have a box over the top of the whole slide, it means it covers up this back button. So, if we go to present mode, The back button's not going to work because we have that box over it. So, we'll go exit, we'll go back to edit mode. This is an important step. So I'm going to highlight that box, the big blue rectangle all the way around it. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to order. And what we're going to do is we're going to send this all the way to the back. And by sending it all the way to the back, it means it's going to be behind that back button. And take care of the text boxes too. So in the text box, we're going to make this a link to this page. Essentially, what we want to do is make sure everything that we click on will keep on this page except the back button. All right, so we got the down arrow again. Keep that on the temporal lobe. And very important that you don't see the cursor on the inside. If you have the cursor on the inside, and I'll show you here, and if you make this a link, so even if I link it to the right page, temporal lobe, and apply, now you see that happen? It says temporal lobe twice. Means that the text box itself isn't a link, that this text inside the box is. So we're going to undo that. If we see that means we did something a little bit wrong. So we're going to go back. And the way we fix that is when we click on the text box, make sure there's no blinking cursor on the inside. We just have the outside labeled here. All right, so now we're going to make this link. Slide on this presentation. We're going to keep this on the temporal lobe and apply. And there we go. So now if we go to present mode, everywhere I click will keep us on here. Then the back button brings us to the temporal lobe. There we go. And, if I click on the frontal lobe here, then, that's not going to work because that just brings us to the next slide. And, if I go to parietal, everything brings me to the frontal lobe because this is slide 3. So have fun. We're going to take the rest of the time here. Use your curved line. Cut out all the different sections of the grains and make that a link to the different page that you want.